President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who launched on Wednesday Egypt's future vision in 2030 at a ceremony held in Al Galat Theatre in Cairo. The ceremony was attended by the Prime Minister Sharif Ismail, the ministers and representatives of youth, as well as a number of public figures and specialists from different fields.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi witnessed the launch of Egypt's strategy for sustainable development under the title Egypt's Vision 2030. Addressing the ceremony, the president said that Egypt was and still is facing real threats, adding that policies adopted to aim at protecting and rebuilding the country. He noted that the government is working on a quick pace to eliminate obstacles facing development, such as bad infrastructure. Sisi said that mega-national projects at the cost of 150 billion Egyptian pounds were carried out in 1 year, including 133 bridges that were built in 20 months, as well as the improvement of ports and airports. The president noted that citizens should feel the effect of the exerted efforts. He said that a plan is being carried out to overcome the energy shortage problem in 2017. He noted that people have managed to produce factories needed for gas. The president also noted that measures were taken to fight corruption, pointing out that the cost of carrying out projects were cut down. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Sharif Ismail reviewed aspects of the program. He said that Egypt's sustainable development strategy includes 10 aspects. It aims at creating competitive economies. The Premier pointed out that the major challenges facing Egypt in light of regional and international developments. Meanwhile, Minister of Planning Ashraf Al-Arabi said that Egypt's future vision in 2030 aims at putting Egypt among the best 30 countries. The program, which was organized by the Planning Ministry, aims to formulate a vision of sustainable development to be implemented regardless of any change of government. The project also aspires to revive Egypt's historical role leading the Arab region and to provide a decent living standard for citizens. For his part, the Minister of Youth, Khalid Abdelaziz, also addressed the gathering, saying that the ministry is carrying out many directives, on top of which is holding a dialogue forum among youth, which aims to determine their priorities and goals. Abdelaziz said the youth should occupy leading positions, nevertheless stressing that they should receive appropriate training courses in order to be qualified for these posts. The minister also noted that according to the Constitution, 25% of the parliament seats are occupied by the youth.
Prime Minister Sharif Ismail inaugurated on Wednesday the East Port Said Canal project. The project aims at doubling the capacity of ships the port can receive and facilitating the navigation process. The project makes the port one of the biggest and most important in the east of the Mediterranean Sea and upgrades the classifications of the port to be an international one. The new 9.5-kilometer canal allows for the ships to dock in the port instead of waiting for 8 hours. Chairman of the Suez Canal Authority, Vice Admiral Mohammed Mamish, said that the time the ships spent waiting has a high cost, delays shipments and the delivery of the products. It is part of the plan to develop the Suez Canal area. The construction work in East Port Said Canal was concluded ahead of schedule, and the work began on November 2015 and was scheduled to be finalized in July 2016. Under the auspices of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the first conference of Arab Parliament speakers started on Wednesday at the headquarters of the Arab League in Cairo. The conference held under the title Parliamentary Vision to Face Challenges in the Arab World. Parliament Speaker Dr. Ali Abdel heads Egypt's delegation in the 2-day conference, which discusses challenges facing the Arab world with the aim of reaching a unified Arab strategy to deal with them. 17 Parliament speakers and more than 50 members of parliamentary committees are attending the conference. Arab League Secretary General Dr. Nabil Al-Arabi and Parliament Speaker Ahmed Al-Garawan are also taking part in this conference. As part of his visit to Indonesia, Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, Dr. Ahmed Al-Tayyib, was granted the honorary doctorate on Wednesday in appreciation of his role and efforts to spread the moderate values of Islam. Speaking during the ceremony in the Islamic University of Maulana Malik Ibrahim, Al-Tayyib said that Al-Azhar's message calls for sticking to moderate values of Islam. Earlier, during his visit, Al-Tayyib condemned linking savage crimes to Islamic teachings, describing Islam as a religion of fairness and objectivity. Speaking in the Indonesian capital, Jakarta, during a visit to Al-Sharif Hayatollah University, Al-Tayyib stressed that Islamic scholars have always distinguished between religious and religious principles in one hand and the practices and deviations of followers on the other hand. He called on world leaders to work on putting an end to discrimination against Muslims and non-Muslims worldwide. On Monday, Tayyip met with the Indonesian President Joko Widodo at the Presidential Palace, during which they reviewed a number of issues related to the Islamic world and the role played by Al-Azhar. Minister of International Cooperation Dr. Sahar Nasser said that Egypt is carrying out an ambitious development plan in coordination with the United Nations to implement President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi's initiative Hope and Work. The minister's remarks came as she was attending a ministerial meeting in New York representing Egypt in celebrations marking the 50th anniversary of the organization's developmental program. On the sidelines of the gathering, the minister held a series of meetings with the head of the UN Economic and Social Council, Assistant of the UN Secretary General, Deputy of the UN Economic and Social Council, and the manager of the UN Developmental Program. The UN top official hailed during the meetings Egypt's efforts to achieve sustainable development. The meetings were also attended by Ambassador Sharif Refat, the Assistant Foreign Minister of International Cooperation. In other news, Interior Ministry said investigators believe that personal reasons were behind the torture and murder of the Italian student Giulio Regeni, whose body was found in Cairo this month over a week after he was missing. The ministry said in a statement on Wednesday that investigations had uncovered no clues to culprits, but said the available information indicates a criminal motive and a desire of revenge for personal reasons. It warns against spending unfounded information or spreading unfounded information to mislead the public opinion.